But that's really the basics of it, and I hope you could see that you really can do a quick image just to see what your product looks like in a matter of a couple minutes. So we're going to take a look at the questions and try to help you out with that. Thanks, everyone.
Am I cutting off his question and answer, or what am I doing?
All right. Thanks a lot, Jeff. Let's see. We usually do a question and answer session here. Brian has been answering some of your questions as we go throughout. I know that there's some questions out there that Jeff wants to answer, so let me get him to respond to some of these. One moment.
Okay, yes, so looking through here, let's see. And I have Brian here with me. So Brian, do you have what are some of the best questions here? If you change the Chrome will the material will be modified to library? Right, that's a great question. So basically, if I bring in a material from the library, let me just show that. I can open up my library. I can apply material here, and that applies the material from the library, but it actually exists within the project independent of the library. So you have your library materials. Once you're in the project, you can step into whatever you want, and it's not going to change the library. Now you do have the ability, though, to right-click on a material in the library and click Edit Material, and that will warn you that this change will actually apply to the library. Just click Continue, and adjust that. You can actually adjust in the library. Once I apply that, so that adjustment's been made. And so let's see what else we have here. Okay, just really quickly again, how you rotate your shadows, basically. That's with the Control, left click, and drag option. And that's rotating the lighting environment around your model. And so you can use that to match that to your backplate. And you can see with a bright sun like this, it really changes the look depending on where the sun is coming from. When it's in shadow, it's a much darker paint, and the sun really brightens it up. The type of computer I'm using today is just an Intel-based. Basically, it's using i7s, and they're the newer type where there's 6 physical cores on each CPU, and they're hyper-threaded to have 12 on each CPU. So it's a pretty serious machine, but we're always very proud of the fact that we do most of our demos at trade shows, and when we go out to customers' offices, we actually usually do demos on laptops because it runs just fine. It's really optimized to work on any hardware you have. And of course, we will never require some impressive GPU that costs several $100 up to over $1,000. So you just use your CPU and it will work great. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 questions more. Architectural rendering, interior-wise, our software isn't honestly the most optimized for interiors. The exterior, all it's about is applying some lighting and doing some good texture work, and that would work just fine for that. Interior-wise, we do have global illumination and all that, but if you want perfect quality, it will take a long time to render, and adding lights is a bit tricky. So it's not, not necessarily the best tool, and it's something we're, of course, looking into. And let's see, speaking of applying lights, we do have, and this will be probably the last question unless there's one more really important one. Basically, you can apply an emissive material. So if I bring in something like this test models, we have a plane in here. Here we go. Okay, if I bring in a model and I say merge with current scene and click OK, you can see I have this plane here. And I can set the material of it to emissive and then increase the intensity. It will actually cast light onto my model. And one of the coolest things is I can actually move this. So I can put this over here, just kind of put it off to the side here. And you can see it's casting light onto the model. And I can actually hide it from the camera. So visible to eye, turn that off, and there's our light coming from the plane, but hidden from the camera, so you don't have to see it. Okay, and that's going to just about do it. Of course, we are happy to stay on the line for a few more moments and answer the rest of the questions just with the keyboard here. And any other questions you have, feel free to contact us at support@luxion.com. And also, you can take a look at our forum and start talking with our users there. That's here, keyshot.com/KeyShot forum. Of course, you can get there just by going to keyshot.com and the button right here, forum. So a couple of ways to get in touch with us. Directly email us, support@luxion.com, or KeyShot forum. All right, thanks again, everyone. I hope that was useful.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jeff. Really appreciate that. I want to apologize again for some of the technical difficulties. I do want to assure you that that was Jeff McCartney from Luxion and not Stephen Hawking. I know it sounded a lot like Stephen Hawking through a portion of that webinar, but it was actually Jeff. I want to thank everyone else for coming out today, and another thanks to Jeff and also to Brian, who was answering a lot of questions there. You just participated in a portion of Novedge's The Best of the Best webinar series. Like I said in the beginning, we're the leading online design superstore. Not only do we have the best prices around, but our friendly and knowledgeable staff is literally only a chat or a phone call away to answer all your questions. And I know that I promised an announcement at the end I think would be to the benefit of everyone, and so here it is, $50 off. Right? If you enter the promo codes that you see on your screen, you get $50 off not only for Pro, but for Standard as well. The offer is good up until October 25th, so you got 5 days to get $50 off our best price of KeyShot Pro or KeyShot Standard. I'd also like to draw your attention to another bit of info it's probably going to be to your benefit as well. We here at Novedge continue to go above and beyond for the design community, and we've created several online communities that foster collaboration and communication between design professionals. One such community that you may already or may not be familiar with is called Rhino Jungle. If you're not already a member, it's free. It's easy to sign up. It takes about 2 seconds. And when you have signed up, you'll get instant access to all the latest info, trends, news, videos, tutorials, events, and much, much more. A lot of the I don't know if Jeff is, but I know that a lot of the tech help at Rhino and other 3D modeling companies are members. And that are literally only a message away from getting a hold of, and they're very active in collaborating and communicating with other 3D professionals. If you have any questions about this webinar or comments, concerns, feel free to shoot me an email at frank@novedge.com. You can see my email there. To stay up to date on the Best of the Best webinar series, you can also go to www.novedge.com/webinar series to stay up to date on what we're doing in this bi-weekly series. Our next webinar is going to be Designing in Vectorworks Landmark 2011, and that's going to go down 2 weeks from now on October 20th. That's about it. Thanks again. I think Jeff and Brian are going to stay on for a second and direct chat a couple of your questions. So thanks again for coming. We'll see you next time.